Hello guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm finally doing a very long-awaited video of mine, which is my review of Spider-Man 2. Now, if you didn't already know, the original Spider-Man game, which came out on PS4 back in 2018 and won Game of the Year, is indeed one of my favourite games of all time and my favourite PlayStation game. As you know, I am a die-hard Spider-Man fan, watched all the films, read the majority of the comics, absolutely love them, and obviously a sequel to Spider-Man and a sequel to Miles Morales as well. I was very, very excited for this, and let me just say, it didn't disappoint. So right now, I'm just going to be doing some kind of gameplay and kind of free roam, and just kind of going to be talking about the game to you guys, and kind of this game is amazing. Like, it is a near flawless game. I absolutely love pretty much everything they were able to do with this game. It has that heart which the first one carried. The characters you still manage to care about. It's got a new and really great story where you've got Kraven the Hunter thrown in there, who is very, very threatening. He's a very, very scary villain who you do not want to get on the wrong side of. You've got Sandman thrown into the mix. We've also got Venom in there, which is just, so awesome. We've even got the Lizard in the mix. We've got so many great characters in this, and I haven't even 100%ed the game yet. I am, if I look here, I am 64% there, so I'm getting there. I platinumed the first one, so I'll definitely be platinumed this one. But I'm just such a huge fan of this world and what they are able to do with this game. The map is 2 times larger than last time, 2 times. So we can explore pretty much anywhere in New York now. It's phenomenal. Down to the last little details on this map looks amazing. The graphics are so much better. They look absolutely gorgeous, and I can't emphasize how much better they look. The music is so much better. The comedy is there. It's just, they've got everything which worked about the first one in here. It basically took everything which worked so well about the original thrown into here, and I just love it so much for that. It's such a fun game on almost every level. Now you've got the web wings, which is so cool. You can slingshot yourself. There's so many different ways of just doing something as simple as swinging, and it just makes it so much more immersive and fun to play in. And that's what so many games need to do these days. And the way that it uses the new PS5 enhancements is just so amazing. It takes it to the next level. It knows, how are we going to expand this world? What do we need to do to get this game back on top? And it does that. It's just so amazing on almost every level. It's so much fun. I honestly, I think the story is just there. Like I say, the combat's really good. Obviously, now we are getting to switch between Miles and Peter, which I did do just a second ago, which you may have seen. And it's just like things that are so easy like that. The loading screens are so much shorter. The story can be actually pretty heartfelt compared to the first one. It's got that emotional punch which the first one and Miles Morales did indeed have. Obviously, we've got, like I said earlier, we've got the symbiote suit thrown into the mix, so kind of how that affects our story and our heroes, and without going into too many spoilers, it's really, really fun to play as. I'm not actually going to do any of that in this video, because I don't want to spoil like any of the key mechanics which that suit does have. So right now, at this point in time, I'm just going to be doing average Peter Parker. Just kind of things like that. It's got like so many just different ways of playing, and there's so many different plot lines and story elements which you can do when you've got the symbiote suit thrown in the mix. So for that reason, it kind of just hits all the right notes that it needs to. There's not like a plot point which I wish was in there which wasn't done as well as I wanted it to. There's none of that. It's not one of those games. It always leaves you happy and satisfied with what it needs to do. And that's kind of the key thing with this game, is it's just down to the last little detail. It has it all. It's run so smoothly. It's such a fun game to play, and as a whole, it's just Spider-Man fun. You know, we've all dreamt of being Spider-Man, let's face it, be honest. We've all dreamt of being Spider-Man, swinging from building to building. And you can do that in this game and just do whatever you want. It's got that free roam ability. And that's just the most fun part about this game, is you are Spider-Man. You get to do all these cool things, and they're just taking so many different elements from the comics and just piecing them all together. And somehow the way that it's done works really, really well. And obviously we've got, you know, our returning characters. We have obviously Miles and Peter, we have MJ, we have Genki, we have Miles' family, or the ones that are still alive. We've got Harry Osborn being thrown into the mix. We've got Norman Osborn showing up every now and then. Of course, we've got the villains as a whole. We've got like so many just different key elements being thrown into this game, which just work and feel so satisfying playing. And I just really appreciated that. Like, as a die-hard Spider-Man fan, this game kind of gets everything right. And like, even reviewing this now, I am not a film or game reviewer. I don't review like stuff for a living. It's not something I plan to do as a job. But it's just so much fun to dive into what makes this game tick and what makes it as fun as it is. Because the way this game is structured and the way that it immerses you into the game is so groundbreaking. It's amazing what they were able to do with this game. And it's kind of like, to think this is where we're at now with video games, like where we're going to be at in the future. It's a crazy thought to think it. And then kind of another thing to talk about is kind of, we've got, you know, side missions and everything like that, kind of what I'm doing right now. They're, compared to kind of the first one, I actually don't think they're quite as good. There's some that I really like, some I really don't like. So if I look on the map here, I go here. It's kind of like, so these bases, these are pretty fun. I don't mind these. These are some side missions. The Mysterio ones, they're okay. They're not amazing. These ones are really boring. Not a fan of these. There's actually one that I've done all of, like the ones that get you the city tokens with Miles Morales. They're awful. I'm sorry, they're really bad. We've got the Prowler ones. They're fun. I like the Prowler ones. These Venom ones, the Symbiote Nest, they're fun as well. And then there's this one. That's a side story. So kind of it's a mixed bag. There's some of them I really like, some of them I don't like. And obviously, you know, that's not going to affect you if you're not a trophy collector. I am, so that comes in, you know, a bit of pain. But kind of like, these ones are quite fun. The Sandman ones. We've got the Photo Ops. That's pretty cool. The Spider Bots. They're fun. I actually like collecting these. I've got quite a few more to get at this point in time. But kind of like, yeah, they're a mixed bag. But obviously, they're an option in like kind of like what you want to do with them. Some of them are very, very good, and some of them are a bit of a miss. Kind of goes for the same with the side missions. It kind of just depends on how much you care about it. They don't have as much as they're not as intense and as large as kind of the other ones, as the main missions, everything like that. So that, you know, you kind of take it with a grain of salt in what you do. But yeah, they're fine. And then kind of like, you got your crimes thrown in there and everything. The side missions, you got the app from, if you play Miles Morales, you do know that. These are pretty good, actually. These, it's a smart idea to kind of include this. I haven't done all of these, so I'm gonna hold fire. I'm not kind of very consistent with them, but you know, that's kind of just side missions. Story wise, I think it's a really strong story. However, I would argue that this one doesn't have as much as the emotional weight. And I think some of that comes down to, obviously, we know Peter Parker gets the symbiote suit in this game. He doesn't have it the whole game, and that's kind of where most of the emotional weight comes from. And he doesn't have it for very long, like, doesn't have it for the longest time. So kind of once that's gone, there's not really that emotional impact. And kind of where the first one had it, was with the Devil's Breath. So much of that emotion from the game, and where the game ended off was affected by that, which was kind of the whole game's narrative, and it wasn't really there. It's there, you can see it, but I think it's the least. I think the story isn't as good as the first one. Gameplay wise, obviously 10 times better. I can't complain about that. But no, I wouldn't go to say that the game's story itself is as good. I don't know why. It just didn't it didn't pop me as much as I wanted it to. But then again, kind of with the villains that you've got, it's not really an emotional story with Kraven the Hunter and Venom. That's not really what they're doing. There's kind of only so much that you can do with that. So I accept that. Kind of another thing that you've got to talk about here is suits. So this is kind of where I'm at so far. These were DLC, the ones at the bottom. They're pretty good. You've got a lot of returning ones, and then you've got some suits like this one, where you've got many different versions of it, so you can equip them, which is pretty cool. We finally got the amazing 2 suit, the Andrew Garfield one of my favourite Spider-Man suits. So we've got Spider-Punk, one of my favourites. We've got the Tobey Maguire one. We've got the webbed black suit, Tobey Maguire one. We've got Iron Spider. The suits don't have those abilities anymore. They all had single abilities in the first game. They don't have that anymore. So that's kind of just something you might want to know when going in. But the suits are pretty solid, to be fair. Some of them didn't return, which is a bit of a shame. But we've got some really cool new ones, like the Spider Noir one, which is one of my personal favourites as well. And then kind of moving on to Miles he's still got those different ones that you can equip and everything, which is awesome. A lot of returning ones for him. Classic suit, the track suit, I used to like that one. The 2099 suit. My personal favourite is the 2020 suit. I also really like the Into, and I think it's here somewhere, Across the Spider-Verse suit. That's kind of an idea. I haven't actually got that one yet. So that's kind of an idea of where these suits are at. So it's some of your favourites might not return, but most of this game does require you to wear a certain suit. So it's a bit different to the first one. But it's got the right elements. Something I did run into with this game was it was a bit glitchy. It still is. I think they'll fix that. I've had a few glitches that I didn't manage to catch on camera. Some of them did indeed include things like me being stuck in the wall at one point and not being able to get out. Another including me, I was fighting a bad guy and he got stuck in a truck, so that wasn't too good. But just kind of small things, and it's like that they will fix it. It won't stay in the game, so most games do have that, which is really good. Kind of just expanding on kind of other things as well, is they did indeed go to the length of doing fast travel a little bit easier. Fast travel is a lot better improved in this game. As that you don't have to wait for a loading screen or a cutscene. You're literally straight there. I can show you if you like, if you're watching this and not listening to it. So say once you've got a number of tokens for a certain area, say you come here and you just hold triangle, fast travel, and then you're there. Just as easy as that. So you gotta love that. So that's really good. It also also another thing which really amazed me about this game is indeed the so with the PS5 controller, if you don't have a PS5, obviously the controller itself is dramatically improved, and it's kind of there's a lot with the triggers. There's kind of it's pushing against your fingers when you're trying to push down. So there's kind of a grip on there. There's kind of a lot more mechanics. They include them in this game, and they're really, really great, actually. Just some of the things that they were able to do with that. Really, really cool stuff. Another thing which did return, I don't know how it's going to sit with people. For me, it was fine. Was indeed the MJ mission. Yes, they make a return. And, I've heard a lot of awful complaints on the internet of some things related to the MJ model, the real woman in real life. There's been a lot of people saying some awful stuff, which I don't agree with on any level. It's just, it's unacceptable. But, MJ, she's a key character in Spider-Man, so she's got to have some, she's got to have something to do. And in this game, she's got missions. They're a little bit better. They could be a lot better, but they're not. They're not the greatest, I must admit. It's kind of like you'll be in like a really intense fight scene playing a Spider-Man, and then it'll cut, and you're like, oh, we're doing this thing with MJ. It's kind of like one of those situations. And also another thing which people have been asking me is, yes, you can indeed play as Venom. However, it's not for as much as I think people are wanting it to be. There's one big mission in the game where you do play as Venom. It's not a very long mission. However, there is a cool boss battle. However, it's not. You need to tame your expectations a bit, because it's not a long mission. You play as him once and like that's it. I know people have seen a glitch so you can play as Venom as long as you want. Like, you can't do it in free roam. It's not like a thing that you could do. So I can see people being disappointed by that. But I thought it was pretty good. I wasn't too angry about that. I just appreciated that we did get to play as him. And kind of like our main threat in here, which is Craven. I did mention earlier, who's very threatening. There's kind of this this kind of one plot line which he does, and he starts doing two familiar characters. It's quite dark. I'd say it's a more darker story narrative wise. So I definitely kind of felt it was a darker game. I know people do let their kids play this. Obviously, I don't say in that. But I wouldn't say this is a very kiddie game. Obviously, like the gameplay is and everything like that. But like, I think that's about it. It's not a very kid-heavy game. Like, there's some real dark elements in this. Venom can probably be quite frightening, and just kind of things like that. But I don't know. It's good. And I've just got stuck on where I'm doing this here. I don't really know where I'm going. I'm too busy concentrating on talking. Talking and gaming at the same time is not my motto. But yeah, that's just kind of another thing. Lizard as well. Not in it too much, but what he is in it is good. The campaign lasts about 12 or so hours, which isn't too bad. I've seen people complaining, saying they wanted it to be over 100 hours, which I think is just ridiculous. I don't think a game should ever be over that length. I think that's just way too long for a game. Because I have a life. In fact, I don't get much time to play games, so that's just, it's a bit ridiculous. But kind of like, it is a must-have game. It's a great game. I couldn't praise this game more, really. It got everything I wanted to right. Better than the first? Very, very possibly. And to what level is this game as good as people saying? Is it the best game of all time? No, it's not. Maybe it's not the best game of all time. However, it is a very good game. Insomniac Games are definitely going in the right direction with their game productions and everything. So, I'm looking forward to what the future brings with these games, really. Kind of just to put it into simple words. But I thought they stuck to the source material. They got everything they did right. I'm looking forward to seeing where we can go next with this. Oh, and I've just died. There's kind of things. There's a lot of speculations and theories of where we're going. Where are we going to go with this? Where we're going to go with the next Spider-Man game. I think you'll be able to piece it together by the time the game ends. But I would like to kind of discuss a few spoilers. So I'm going to say about now, if you do not want any spoilers for the game and you have not played it, I suggest you click away right now, because I don't want to spoil this game for you. So I'll just give you 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That'll do. So if you have not played the game yet, I suggest you are not here anymore and you disappear. Leave a like and you can go now. But if you have played the game, obviously there's so much to talk about. Obviously we have Kraven the Hunter, who is killing our main characters, our main villains from the first game. So he just bestows this huge and bigger threat for the first game. We have Miles Morales, who is trying to go after Lee, is that his name? Mr. Negative, is it? No, I'm thinking of wrong. I can't remember his name. It is Lee, Martin Lee, whoever he plays. I kind of like it's a really deep plot line, which I really appreciated. Kind of I expected the Venom's plot to be a little bit longer, but no, it was okay. It was good. I appreciated that. Some of the side missions, in particular with Howard, very emotional. I'll say it's as little as that.
Just a little bit farther.
Pretty emotional, but just so good at the same time. We've obviously got kind of also related to the side missions. We have Yuri with her own plotline involving Cletus Cassidy. Obviously, that's setting up something for the next game, so we're not quite doing that now, which is a bit of a shame because I'm really excited to see what they do with Carnage. Because Carnage is a must-have character in these games, and there you go. Just purchased a new suit. You know, you gotta love Carnage. Carnage is just like such a prominent character, so threatening and really, really great. So you know, that's just kind of talking about that a little bit, and then like kind of just my personal favorite like standouts of the game. I really enjoyed the Sandman mission at the beginning of the game. I thought that was a really good mission. I thought that was a really good way to start off the game. Personally, you know, kind of doing all of that stuff. The Miles versus Peter fight was amazing. That was so fun, yet so intense. Like, you felt that emotional weight. So I really, really did love that so much. That was really fun. Just trying to think of kind of other elements that were in there that I really liked. The symbiote Peter versus Kraven. That was really good. That was a very good fight indeed, and it was intense as well. Like, it had that like intensity, if you will, which this game like needed to have. And it's kind of like the fight scene between Venom and Kraven. It's kind of like those scenes that you really want to be good, and they just do it right. They're so good, so great. Oh, I just got hit by something. So I really, really liked that fight. That was so fun. Little easy, I guess. It was a bit of an easy fight, but then again, you're playing as a giant alien versus a human who just has a knife, just as much as that. Leaving playable. I didn't know that. But kind of just, I know that was just a small thing, but this game is phenomenal. Like, it's so good. I love this game so much. It didn't disappoint. Worth every penny of it. I mean, well, maybe it is a bit expensive, but you know, if you're getting this for your birthday, if you got it for Christmas, if you're buying it yourself, like I did, or whatever, things like that, it's so worth it. I love this game so much. I had such a blast with it. I can't wait for more. Hopefully we won't have to wait quite as long. We won't have as many delays. But let me tell you, it was worth the wait. So I guess that's going to wrap up my long review of Spider-Man 2. And this game is just so great, so fun. Couldn't complain about it. And that's all that there is to say really about it. So that is going to wrap up for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please do comment and subscribe. Share with your friends and family. Let me know your thoughts down below on Spider-Man 2. Marvel's Spider-Man 2 for the PS5. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Were you somewhere in the middle? I don't think anyone hates this game. I don't know anyone who does. But that is all for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And we will see you guys in the next video.